What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You can see I'm getting ready to do some work on my A6. It's a 2012. Haven't done a video on this car in a minute because I was working on my other two project cars. And what happened with this one anyway was, of course, you see the title, I need to change the low pressure fuel pump. So what happened was I was driving one day and I think I was on the freeway and I got on the gas hard to accelerate, and the EPC light came on, and then the RPMs all went red all the way up to, back from the higher RPMs all the way up to 4,000 RPM, and I got a notification on the dash saying to keep the car under 4,000 RPM. So of course I stopped driving, scanned it, and I got a code for the low pressure fuel pump. So I thought that was odd because the car didn't, hadn't been driving funny or anything. Idled fine, drove fine. In fact, even after that, if I turned the car off, started back up, the EPC light would turn off, and the car, still drives fine. So I guess it's just on its way out or whatever. I am stage 2 plus, and I am running the it's a 034 stage 2 plus, and I'm running 207 millimeter crank pulley, and I'm running the 034 high pressure fuel pump piston inside the high pressure fuel pump up here. But of course the low pressure fuel pump is in the tank. So I ordered one from SEP Euro, just an OEM pump, 4G091951K. I did think about upgrades, but when I did the research at the time, because I didn't research until then on upgrading the, I've heard about people upgrading the low pressure fuel pump, but I've seen some negatives about it, people having problems with it. Then I've seen some people do some upgrades on some other stuff, but I think most of the higher fuel pressure is going to come from the HP FP. So I'm just stuck with the OEM pump for now, and I'm going to go ahead and switch that out. What you're going to need is a pump, of course. You're going to need some rags to catch any fuel, some gloves. If you feel like wearing, you don't have to wear gloves, but you can wear some latex gloves or whatever. And then you're going to need like a hammer, a big flat head, and a Phillips. And the first thing you're going to want to do though is you're going to want to pull the fuel pump fuse, and that's going to be behind the driver's side fuse panel right here. Just pull that off, and you can see there's 3 rows right here, and the way they're designated are row starting from right to left is A, B, and C. So rows A, B, and C. And then there, each row has a numerical designation for the fuse. So 1 going down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc., going from top to bottom. So if you go to your to the book, to your owner's manual, you can see right here for the fuses right there, like I was telling you, A, B, C, and you can see they're numbered from 1 all the way down to like 12 or whatever. And then so you're going to want to find it in here. You can look through all of them, but it's row C, and it's fuse number 2, and it's a 25 amp. So we just go here, pull this cover off, and you can see right here, my first one, there's no fuse. So don't just count the fuses that are there, like 1, 2, 3. No, you have to count every, even if there's no fuse, they're a numerical designation going from there. So 1, 2. So it's position number 2, which is this 25 amp. And we just pull that one out, and that's it. And then you want to put this someplace so you remember. So I'm just going to put it up there. Actually, I could just leave it here. And we're going to go to the rear. And the location, of course, is going to be under the rear seat on the passenger side. And you can see I already had pulled this up already, but you basically just pull up on these, and there's two clips right there that come out of there. But one of mine stayed in for some reason. I don't know if it's broken. But anyway, there's also these two harnesses. So if I can do this with one hand. Guys, bear with me. For this first one, you can see right here, you just push those two in, it pulls out. And then this second one, you can see there's a tab right there. You just pull that down and pull it out. And it's the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna undo that and then pull this out. All right, I'm back, got the seat out. And you can see there's this little flap right here. Pull that back. Take your Phillips and undo these 3 Phillips screws. You're gonna want to take those, set these on the floor out the way because you don't want anything falling in there. Pull this up, and this is the actual pump right here. So, but the first thing you're gonna want to do, you see all this dirt around here and around here, you're gonna want to vacuum and clean all that up because you want to keep it as clean as possible, and because you don't want any dirt falling inside or anything falling inside the tank as much as possible. So I'm gonna vacuum all this up and clean up around here. Right, you guys, next we're gonna take these connectors off. The trick to these, because a lot of people break these, I already got these loose, but the trick to these is pushing down on them, and then you push down on them, and then also while you pull back on this tab, it'll release them. So you're gonna have to push all the way down as hard as you can, and then, you know, depress this tab and they'll come out. Because a lot of people end up just putting like a flathead or something in there and end up actually breaking these. And then the next thing you're gonna want to take off is this vent right here. You can see right here on the side, it's got 2 little pieces, 2 little tabs that you can press in. So you just want to turn it like that, press in, pull up, and that's it. And that's like a little vent tube. Now, you want to get those out of the way. And what I did was I just kind of tucked them under that, because you don't want those getting wet with gas or anything when you take this out. All right, now for this actually broke. The tabs still locks on and everything. Let me tell you what happened. So you can see these are kind of loose, but there's let me turn the light on 1 second. All right, there's a locking tab, kind of like this little ring right here that this locks onto, but also inside of here there's an upper locking sealing mechanism in there too. So these right here, if I turn this around, they kind of sit, they were sitting in there like that inside of here. So what you would normally do is, with them installed, is you would push down. That's the key, is you have to push down on this. Then you push those 2 in, but usually you can't get enough pressure on there by hand for it to unlock. So I looked up a video on it, and the only one I saw was a German video. So I had to watch the CC, I had to, enable the CC captions to read. He had the same problem where he was trying to undo. I did see another video where the guy was going to do this and the tabs are all eaten up. So you can see a lot of people run into issue with this. But there's actually a special tool they sell for this too. It's like something like that, but these are kind of going inward, so it's like that. So when you you know, squeeze the handle, it'll do that and push them in. So I guess, I don't know if they need that much pressure or what, but like I said, you're gonna push those two in, push down while also pushing down on this, the whole body of this, and pushing in on these. And then sometimes you might just have to do it like that and it'll come up. So being that mine broke, I had to use 2 picks on either side, because you can see part of the little tabs are still there. And if you push down on this and look at it, you'll see there's part of this that's actually moving up and down like that. It actually moves up because, like I said, there's a locking mechanism inside of here, and that's what these were connected to. And when you pull on those, they kind of pull out and push up. But you can see there's another thing right there, and that locks on to, I'm thinking that locks on to another plastic piece on the upper to lock them in an out position. So when you're pushing down and you pull those in, they lock on to that, and sometimes you'll hear them snap, and then you pull up. And I took this off, just a little bit of gas come out. It wasn't a lot of pressure or anything. And this is okay. I actually drove with the car like this today to go get some breakfast or whatever. But so you know, of course I pulled that fuse, and you're pulling that fuse that I talked about earlier, because even with the car off, if you open the door, it's going to send power to the pump to pressurize the fuel system, just in case you're getting ready to go somewhere, so the engine's ready. There's fuel in the fuel rail pressurizing, you know, already pressurized. So when you start the car will start up. So that's the reason that you're pulling that fuse that I showed you earlier. But anyway, this is out the way. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have to release this locking tab. So first thing I'm gonna do is, you can see there's a little arrow right there. So I'm just gonna mark the position that it's in. And also for the pump housing, if you look right here, you can see the middle of this kind of lines up with the middle of that tab. So I'm gonna mark that, so when I put this back in, everything's back in the right position. All right, so let me get someone to hold the camera so I'll show you guys how to unlock this with the hammer. All right, you guys, got my little nephew to help me.
No, he doesn't. No, he's not.
All right, so to unlock this ring right here that seats it in, I'm gonna take a flathead right here, and we're going clockwise, so like this. Gonna be going clockwise, so I'm just gonna hit this with the hammer until it unlocks. Hold the camera for me. Let's see here. That's it. I'm going to take this out, move the ring to the side. Lift up on this. And see how high the gas is, y'all? All right, so there's this, you can see this one, this is the only connector inside the tank. So we're gonna wanna take this out. Let me see how this disconnects. You can see the tab on the side, but it's not. If I wasn't filming y'all, this would probably come right out. There's a little tab. You can see that tab right there on the side. Supposed to just have to push that in and it should come out, but there we go. Just have to wiggle it a little bit. So we're gonna set this to the side too so it doesn't fall back in. Pull this up. And you can see all the gas. Actually, we gotta move this ring. And they do sell a replacement ring for these. I didn't get one. Take that from around the ring. Just kind of work with it. Pull it straight out. Then I'm gonna try to pour this gas back in there. But see, I'm at half a tank and this thing is like damn near at the top. There's some coming out of both. Yeah, this tank looks clean on the inside. So drain one, I just put my 2 fingers on here so I can get all the gas out of that one. Then, of course, just draining this one. But this is why you want to have all your towels around to catch all the gas. Alright, so I'm gonna take this sealing ring off from the bottom so I don't really have to stretch it. Let me move this to the side. Getting a new one here. Want to put our sealing ring back. Come around that. Come back up. Around there, all the way to the top. Alright, so that was here. Remember, this is the smaller one I had lined up with that, so gonna start going back in. Want to angle that in first. Come down. Plug this in. Make sure it's in there. Come on, move it to the side, make sure everything gets in there. Come down, turn it to position, and then this tab right here lines up with that too. But you're gonna want to put this back on, and you can see it has this groove right here. Make sure that goes back in correctly. So just take your finger, work it all the way around. There we go. You just want to confirm that it's seated flat all the way around. feel it trying to push back up. But see how this is lined up. So we'll get our sealing ring. Well, a lock actually. So this would be over here. Just trying to get in the way. Take your other hand and hold that right there. Don't pull it. Don't pull on it hard. It'll break. There we go. Everything's lined up. So now we're going to hammer back clockwise. Reaches the mark. Perfect. These two off right here. Put this back on. That's locked on. And when you put this back on, you know, just make sure that it's actually locked on. See how I'm pulling up on it? So we're gonna put our plugs back on. Sound like this is not. There we go. You want to do it till you hear it lock on. And we're going to put this vent back on here from the other one. That's it. Simple as that, y'all. This one is a lot easier to do than the older cars, because the older cars, they have like a few the gas lines with those quick connects, but they're a lot easier to unhook. There's just a tab on the side, you just press it and they come apart. I think the S4 3.0 T's actually have that different tab. So theirs, I think you just have that tab on the side and you just press it in and it pulls right off. I don't know why they made the A6 like this. But there goes the old one. I'm gonna leave that off. Leave the top off for now. We're gonna put our fuse back in. Let's see here. There we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna start the car. Just turn it on so I can hear the pump run. So to pressurize. All right, now we're gonna start it. It's gonna take a little minute for it to pressurize. There we go. That's it, sounds good. All right, you guys, that's gonna be it for this video. The end, you know, the rest of the stuff, of course, is the reverse of taking it off and everything. So I'm gonna end the video here because I got some other stuff I want to do too. So leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.